This is the Gatekeepers Podcast with Billy Grove. Billy is an innovative leader in the industry and loves teaching how to build quality fence. So sit down, grab a cold beverage, and get ready to talk about fence.
Do it.
Today's show is sponsored by Mr. Fence Academy. If you're looking to hit the next level in your fence company, check out Mr. Fence Academy. And now, live from the Mr. Fence Academy studios, here's your host, Billy Grove.
Guys, what is going on this fabulous Tuesday evening? How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody had a wonderful week since the last time we have talked or been on here. It's been a pretty crazy week in the Florida living in the like south with the hurricane and stuff, which is what like tonight's show is going to be like about. But before I get into that, I do want to thank our sponsors, Mr. Fence Academy, www.mrfenceacademy.com. And then we have National Metal Industries, www.nmifence.com. And we got a new sponsor coming up next week. Stay tuned. Looking forward to it. But real quick, guys, my win for the week was probably getting to go fishing this Sunday, which also happens to be my loss because I got pretty much skunked on anything other than just bait fish. But still had a good time. Got to get out on the water for a couple hours, and that was kind of it. Guys, I have Miss Susan K Worley on, my good friend, and tonight's topic is going to be a little bit about living life in the fence world after a natural disaster. We've had a lot of crazy weather this year, whether it be tornadoes in the Midwest, crazy hurricanes that have gone all the way up and affected Tennessee and North Carolina, and also Florida. And then they got hit again, and then they said that we might get hit again. So, you know, I've been through them. I lived through them my whole life, and I know Susan has as well. So I just thought, now after a couple weeks after these major ones, we'll actually sit down and talk about it, and talk about storm chasing and when to and when not to and all that stuff. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get our guest on for the night.
Hey
there, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. Don't forget about the wildfires in the West. It's been a wild year.
Yeah, I did forget about that. And how could I forget about that? Because it took away my awesome sunrises while we were in Vegas. Because the second day I went out, and I was like, man, it's all smoky out here. And then like I heard somebody saying like it was the smoke from the like wildfires in California. I was like, wow.
I thought the hotel was on fire.
Yeah. And like you could smell it like it was burning too. I was like, man, that's crazy.
It was really funny. I was talking to somebody at the show, and they had said that they thought it was just the signature scent of the hotel. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No, sis, there's a wildfire.
Yep. It's crazy how much you can smell cigarettes after you like quit smoking. Because I'm like 7 weeks post like smoking now, and man, I could smell it. Like I could smell it walking up to the door. I was like, holy shit, that's pretty strong. But
oh yeah,
I still had a great time. Still a great place. So it's what it is. What was your win and loss for this past week?
Man, I really thought about this in advance because I was like, I bet she's gonna ask me that. So my win for this week is I have a lot of member benefit meetings set up for next week for the Fence Workers Association to bring more benefits to our members. So I'm pretty excited about that. The interview process is tedious. We have to ask a lot of really good questions. We have to make sure that the benefits that we're bringing to our members are good for small and medium-sized businesses as well, because the 1 and 2 truck companies out there, need just as much as the 15 and 35 truck companies and so on, and so like we've got some really good options lined up that I'm really excited about, and we're going to go into an interview process to make sure that they can bring good benefits to our members. And this week is, man, I'm still dealing with this kind of like lingering pneumonia. Like it's really my butt, man.
Yeah. And my wife is actually, she's got a stomach bug, which was, she was supposed to be here for a like full episode. So she's upset about that.
Me too. I saw it on
is stuck
Facebook. I
in
was like
bed.
super disappointed.
Yeah. I don't know. I rarely get any of the like bugs that come around. I get sick like once a year, and when I get sick, I get sick. But I don't know. I seem to be pretty good with all of it, but I hate it for her. Hope you get better like soon, love.
Yeah.
But so speaking of hurricanes, are we still doing the Florida Fence Fam Hurricane Relief Link, or is that already done with your?
No, we are still raising money for people in Florida right now, and only Florida because I have the easiest access to that area, and because now they've been hit twice. I haven't been in contact with Nikki Hage. I do know that she's taking cold showers. I saw it on Facebook. Bless her heart. But we've all been there, and so we're still working with her. She's getting food and supplies out. We've done a run already. Shane with Rotary did a run down south for us. And I got stuff to him. I know that the next big thing is gonna be people need clothes and stuff like that. So that's step 2. But yeah, we're still raising money. We're still here in support of them. And again, like I said, only Florida because that's what I have the easiest access to. I know NAFCA is going in to support North Carolina, so they have a fund that they're raising, and they're going to go in and start helping rebuild as well. And I'm sure that there are others out there, but those are the 2 that I know of that 100% of the funds are going towards relief and supplies for the people affected.
Right. Awesome. Well, I'm pretty sure I saw Robert Evers. He was doing something for North Carolina because that's where he's based out of as well. But there's a lot of different ways to support Fence Fam or people. I've got a like guy that I grew up with. He lives in I think either St. Pete or Tampa, and he got power back like 2 or 3 days ago. So that was good to hear. I'm pretty sure he's pretty close to the city limits because I know a lot of that is completely devastated right now. But
no, I was talking with Jessica from Polyvinyl Creations, and she's right outside of Tampa. They lost electricity for a few hours. They had a little bit of flooding, but like definitely a lot of fences and structures down, roofs lost and stuff like that where she's at. But like she waited out the storm. She was in like this like little small area where like she didn't have to evacuate. And so
nice.
I know she's good.
Heck yeah. Well, so also what I wanted to talk about was, you and I both grew up in Hurricane Alley. We'll just go ahead and call it that.
Yes.
I remember going through my first major storm, which was Hurricane Andrew. What year did that hit? Like 92, 94?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember.
92.
It was 92. Like I was about to say, I'm pretty sure it was before it snowed in Florida, and that was in 94. I remember that. But that was my first major one, and
mine too.
I was born in 1987, so I wasn't but 5, maybe 6 years old, probably 6 at the time, because whenever hurricanes hit, it's normally in September, October.
Right.
But I remember going outside and playing in the eye wall, and like we had a huge property at the time, and so like during like when the eye wall passes, for those of you guys who don't know, like everything calms down and it goes back to almost normal for about 30 minutes, and then it starts up again. So like it's a real quick time to like peek your head outside and kind of get something back secured. But I just remember as a kid like seeing the neighbors come out and we were just playing around like it was a regular day.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then what was your first one that you actually remember going through?
Andrew was my first one. I was probably 7, and I was actually in Lake Charles. And of course, it didn't hit us as bad as it did y'all, but that was one of those weird storms that hit Florida and Louisiana.
Yep.
And like, I remember electricity going out and being like kind of nervous and scared, but also like eating Vienna sausages for like a week and like just anything in a can, which of course is like the worst. But that was my first hurricane. But like, I've been through many. Like I was actually in the military in Jacksonville, Florida, when Katrina hit, and the safest place for a ship to be during a hurricane is out to sea. So I was out to sea in Katrina in the ocean when that hit, and that was pretty intense. So
wow, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's pretty impressive. But like the one that I have the most vivid memory of is Hurricane Ivan. And that's because I was a senior in high school. And so if you don't really know about Pensacola, there's like one way in. Well, there's 2 ways in and there's 2 ways out. Okay.
Yes. I-10.
Yeah. I-10 or Highway 90. Okay.
Yeah.
And so during Hurricane Ivan, the I-10 bridge that crosses Escambia Bay got completely taken out. Like a truck driver drove off like the end of it, and he was never found and all of that stuff. But I remember my mom still, like to this day, she has a rental house in Daytona that got completely flooded. There was windows up to the window from Milton, but that's neither here nor there. But we went there because it was vacant at the time, and it still had power and water and all that stuff. And I was a senior in high school, so I was like, I'm driving my own car. Okay, like if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna take my own car. So I drove my own car. And about a week after the hurricane hit, I had done all my sightseeing in Daytona, drove on the beach, went to the my Daytona 500 track, all that stuff. And I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and head back home, Mom. And she was like, you know what? Under one condition, like you gotta clean out the fridge. I was like, ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one because a week without power. And sometimes whenever like you're like evacuating, it's almost last minute, especially with the hurricanes, because you don't know where they're gonna go. And there's a lot of hate on people for not evacuating, but not everybody has the funds to just pop up and say, hey, let's take our family of 5.
It's almost impossible to find a place like within a few hours. Like those places sell out.
Yeah, that, and there's just complete gridlock on the interstate systems. I mean, complete gridlock. Whenever we went to Daytona, so from here to Tallahassee is normally about 2 hours and 45 minutes. Took us 7 hours and 15 minutes to get to just to Tallahassee, and we were still in the danger zone. So we had to keep on driving down to Daytona, but like all of that stuff, a lot of it's media, but like you do got to remember it's hard to just take 5 people, 2 dogs, a cat and stuff, because you can't just leave your animals, and like a lot of these hotels, like you said, get booked up. And but I remember coming back and you had to go through Highway 90 because the interstate bridge was out. And when you're coming through Pace into Pensacola, you go through an area what we call as the flats. Okay, there's like 4 or 5 different rivers that dump into like the Escambia Bay, which then dumps into the Gulf of Mexico, right? So we're coming over the flats, and I shit you not, there was probably 1,000 boats because it's like mixed with rivers and marshland. Okay, so that's what like separates all like I think there's 5 different rivers that all meet right there, and there was thousands of boats just turned upside down in the marsh. You could see them just in the middle of like the rivers, like hitting each other because they weren't like tied down or anything. And then I remember getting back here, and it just looked like a bomb went off. Like I remember seeing a billboard bent in a complete 90, like just complete L-shaped. And I was like, man, this is insane. And then we had the National Guard here. We had the whole nine, like lines for ice, for water, for like the MREs, all that stuff. And you know, we were without power for almost 4 weeks, because we didn't go back to school for a month and a half. And my senior year, we didn't have to make it up somehow. I have no idea how. Like it was just given to us. Like we were all like, oh man, we're gonna have to go to school until like June, almost July.
Right?
Like, whoa.
Real life first world problems, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But I just remember getting back and just like seeing the just complete devastation and just being in complete awe of what winds, rain, and you know, pop-up tornadoes can do. What was one of the like ones that you know you kind of went through at a earlier age that you really like remember the devastation of the whole thing?
We had a hurricane here about 3 years ago. We were out of electricity for like a solid 2 or 3 weeks. Most of the homes down like closer to the ocean, like were missing roofs, like, and then of course I caught COVID in the middle of it. So like it was just extra miserable. I had to drive probably 4 hours to go get gasoline just so that we could finish running our generator, which was scary to get 4 hours on a tank of gas, you know, and then make it back. Luckily, you know, I had friends who helped me along the way, who took care of me. But honestly, like Lake Charles got hit pretty bad about 2 years ago with like 2 hurricanes in a row. When I was with Southwest Automated, me and Daniel, which was my manager at the time, like we ran relief down there a couple of times. Like I remember showing up and not having any baby wipes for people just to clean themselves off with. And I had like one little half pack, like in my car, like, you know, just to clean up my kid. And somebody was like, do you have baby wipes? And I was like, no, hold on. I have some in my car. And I just remember it was my buddy Garrett. He almost started crying because like, you know, it was like the most refreshing moment he could have for the next 3 weeks, you know? So just, I mean, hurricanes suck. They're terrible. Like, don't get me wrong. The hurricane party part is great. The snacks leading up to it are amazing. And then your electricity goes out and then it's all downhill. You can't call anybody. You can't get on the internet. You can't get on Facebook. You can't watch TV. Like you literally just have to like sit there and sweat and be miserable. But like the reality is, in the fencing industry, like, is that not almost kind of like a really great deal for us? Like, you know, I hate to say it boosts the economy, but
it's
like
a blessing and a curse at the same time,
right?
You know, I mean, like you like hate to see the devastation, but at the same time, you're like cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
Yes, I remember like, you know, seeing, you know, thunderstorms and lightning strikes, and all I saw were dollar signs, you know, coming from the gate operator world. We're like, I can only hope that hit a gate operator.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
You know, it sucks for the person it happened to, but I mean, like, you know, natural disasters are one of the many ways that we're able to stay in business and to keep moving forward.
Yeah. 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 Because, you know, warranties don't cover that. Warranties don't cover God and no Mother Nature stuff. So, you know, and you know, that like leads me to my next point. Fly-by-nighters after a natural disaster will be a problem in your area.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. It doesn't matter where you live. Florida, Louisiana, Texas, North Carolina, Tennessee. What people do is they want to storm chase. They want to go make that big bucks because what we call it in this industry is the like taillight warranty, right? So as soon as their taillights are gone, there goes your warranty, right? The biggest thing is after a storm, don't even really. I hate to, well, no, because you're still promoting yourself, but don't go so hard on promoting yourself, but try to educate your local clientele that if that phone number ain't local, don't call it. Okay. Because
don't answer it.
it might be cheaper, but at the end of the day, if something goes wrong, like your gate stops working 9 months later when all the work's done and they're back home in like whatever state they live in, are they going to come fix it?
Nope.
Odds are not.
You get what you pay for. You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
We all know this already.
Yeah.
So, like, having a good name within your community, having a good social media presence. And honestly, I've been seeing like local outreaches like in Florida from the fence companies that I follow in that area. If you've noticed, they're not just offering to replace your fence and talking about having supplies in stock, but they're also talking about like, your family pets, your pools, like the things that have to be secured like almost immediately and taken care of almost immediately. Like these fly-by-night companies aren't thinking about that. They're just throwing a dollar sign up there, right? So like having a good name within your community is super important.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, one of the greatest ways of like achieving that is doing good work and standing by what you do. So, guys, if you're not doing that, we've all been there, but just do it. Just do it. Do good work every single day, even when no one's looking. And excuse me. But that again brings me to my next point. So we struggle with a lot of repair calls. Lots of fence companies struggle with like the repair calls after like things like these happen. And one of our things is if we installed it, of course we're gonna go fix your 2 or 3 sections that may have blown over, or a big tree limb fell on them and broke them. And if the rest of your fence is fine, then yeah, cool. But like, little tip, guys, if you didn't install it, rip it out and replace it, because it's just like opening a can of worms. You don't know how long it's been
last
there.
one there.
Yeah.
They're
You're the
always
last
going to
one
say
there.
you built that fence.
Yeah. So you're the last one there. You're the last one with your name on it. So I highly advise anybody right now that is out there doing storm chase or even local like repair work, that if you didn't install it, don't repair it. Remove and replace the whole entire thing. I started really started about a year before Hurricane Sally hit, and learned real quick that repair work after hurricanes is bad news, because next thing you know, you're only supposed to like build 4 sections in the middle of a fence, and you go like tear off a 2x4 and you end up breaking the 2x4 on the next section. Well, then you got to replace that section because you just broke it. And it just, sometimes it can keep going and going. Sometimes you win. Sometimes you make great money doing that stuff. But I find that you make great money doing it whenever it's your past work. So
yeah. No, I agree with that. But I mean, like, I think the big question is during hurricanes more than anything is insurance work, right? Do insurance companies ever make you just do a sectional repair?
They don't make us do anything. So what happens with insurance work? And guys, here's another big key. We are no longer doing free quotes. If you're doing free quotes, I get it. We do free quotes every single day. But during a storm like this, we are no longer doing free quotes, because your phone will ring off of the hook and you will burn yourself out with getting no work, especially for insurance. Charge that money, because the insurance company, for one, is going to pay it. And then secondly, like if they go with you, then you're just going to credit them that money right back, right? But it takes a lot of the really tire kickers out of it. And I hate saying that term because I just don't really care for it, but it is the truth. Like, it takes the like tire kickers out of it. And with the insurance, I mean, here in Florida, here in our county in Florida, because it varies all over the state. If your fence is attached to your house, and I know a lot of people in the fence industry say that that's a huge no-no, but in Florida, in our county, if your fence is attached to your house, it is no longer a Class B dwelling, but a Class B structure, but a Class A structure, which is the same as your home. Okay. So they have to pay 100% of it. So
Interesting.
we attach, and that's a loophole. Okay. Not everybody knows about that. And that's a little loophole that you can get into. But if it's not attached, they're only liable up to I think 28%. So they're not really paying for much. And 9 times out of 10, whenever someone's doing like an insurance claim on a fence, it's because their entire fence fell down or blew away or what have you. A lot of the repairs are people who are wanting to pay out of pocket.
I mean, we've got some good comments going on.
We do. I was just about to say, you want to get into the comments?
Yeah, I think we should.
Let's do it. All right, so we're gonna start from the top.
Okay.
We got Mr. Devin Van Buren, Kevin and Steve says Susan is the best. We got Robert Evers in the house. What is going on, my man? I saw you were out DJing either this last weekend. No, weekend before, man. Like I know you killed it.
He did an install today. He posted.
Yeah.
Gate operator. Yeah.
We got Orlando Hinge Company. Hey, what is going on, man? Miss Michaela Patterson's in the house. She says hello.
We did a deep dive on her tonight.
I did not get a chance to watch it. I was still in the field whenever y'all started, and I was in a super fencer, and it's super bouncy, and like you can't even read whenever you're riding in the passenger seat. I love that thing because it's super easy to to drive, but damn, if you sit in the passenger seat, man, it's like the whole time. Yeah, no, so I couldn't watch it. Trev says, I know that one. Yeah. It's y'all's.
What's up, Trev? He's down in Homer, right?
Yeah.
I registered for Fence Week and the Lafayette one and for his. So Trev, I'm gonna be reaching out to you to find out where I need to meet y'all so I can come out and participate in Fence Week and learn about some installations.
You didn't register for mine, did you?
I haven't decided if I'm going to make it there yet or not. So no, I have not formally registered. I might just show up if I'm able to.
Because I thought that's what you just said. I was like, no, I just got
no. For Trev's down in Homa.
Which, guys, by the way, I want to toot my own horn. I am tied for attendees with Sean King. Bam.
Stop it.
I swear to God.
I feel like I have to show up now just to make that happen.
I got the list today and I was like, no shit. I was like, yes. So that might have should have been my win because
that's your win for real.
Fishing, even though I love fishing, I was like low key. I was like, oh man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
But all right, guys, we're gonna get back to some comments. I know I skipped Mr. Kevin and Steve. I'm sorry. All right, so he says, if I only repair, I have special terms and conditions. They sign that voids all warranties and absolutely no fence sign on it. I'm with you on that one.
But it doesn't change the fact that the homeowners know you were still the last one to touch it.
I did a gate replacement on a dumpster enclosure today, and when we got done, I was like, should I put a sign on this? Talking to myself, I'm like, nah. The rest of the fence looks like shit. I was like, I don't want to put a sign on this. So I was like, normally I would be gung-ho to put a sign on it. And it sucks because we've been doing a lot of work for a home builder lately. Mm-hmm. And we haven't been able to put signs on them. So I'm like, oh, no, I can't put a sign on
that. I get it.
So I was finally about to, and I was like, oh man, no, the rest of the fence looks like shit. I can't do that. But all right, then we got Kevin and Steve says insurance quotes are $50 if we get the job. Yeah. So I think we charge $100. But that's neither here nor there. The big thing is to charge for them. So
you charge your quote, right? For we're talking about insurance jobs specifically, right? So you go out there, you do your quote, what's the next really big thing to make sure that the homeowner knows before you go on to the next step to prepare to work with insurance, right? Like, well, what do people need to know? Because like we have companies out there who have never dealt with the side of the business before. Like, what do they need to know going into, you know, insurance repairs?
So most insurance companies need to know exactly what is damaged and exactly what the end cost is going to be. They don't care about a deposit because they're not sending you 2 checks.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to send you a check. They're going to send the homeowner a check. The biggest thing is to take pictures, put them in the quote, because if you don't put them in the quote, they're going to email you and ask for pictures. I promise you they are. And to put them in the quote, make sure the quote is not detailed as possible, but not just like your normal average run of the mill quote for Mrs. Jones's backyard fence, right? Because we're not going to break down material costs, but we do want to tell the insurance company what we're doing, why we're doing it this way, blase, blase, and then like put on like pictures of the damage. That way they can see it from the contractor's view and not just that the homeowner got the worst pictures possible, right? So
Always.
they really want to see what is actually damaged. And if you really kind of pad your quotes and just, you know, make the repair look super expensive, they're probably going to fork out the money. They're not going to fork out the whole check because, like I said, in my county in Florida, there's a little gray loop area, like I said, where like if the fence is attached, it's 100%. But if it's not, they're only paying for like 28, 20, 29, 30% of the fence. All right. So the homeowner's getting a check, which is why you got to be careful because a lot of the times they just want that quote just to get that check. And they're not even like gonna fix their fence. They're gonna cut the panels up and they're gonna stick them back up. But that's kind of the like way that you go about it. And then like upon finishing, they want like another finished invoice with pictures of it done, proof of payment, signatures of completion from the customer and yourself as well. And those all need to be sent in. I've had one insurance company want me to have it notarized, and I've dealt with a lot after Hurricane Sally, but most of them don't need them notarized. You can just kind of just send in all that stuff.
So we had a hurricane hit when I was in Vegas at the Fence Show. And we actually got some like roof damage, right? We have this crepe myrtle in the front and like it started picking up like from the roots from the winds, right? And it just like was hitting the side of the house and the roof and stuff like that. So we had, you know, somebody come out for a quote. After we got the quote, because this is our first time actually having to file like a full insurance claim from a hurricane. And it's not the fence, but I think my big question is like when the guy who came out to quote the roof was leaving, he's like, hey, when the adjuster comes out, give me a call. We'll make sure we're there as well. Is that going to be standard with a fence? Like to let your customer know, like there's going to be an adjuster who comes to, you know, reviews like what we think needs to be replaced?
No, because fences are considered, and I don't know the actual terminology in the insurance world, but fences are considered like second or third. Okay, so we're dealing with adjusters with like damage inside of your home, damage to your roof, damage like to your actual like structures or your home. For the most part, they're not going to want to meet with a fence contractor. I've never had like an adjuster call me and say, hey man, like I need to meet with you. Now I have done all my mom's rentals and handles all my mom's rentals and stuff. And we have some in Panama City in there. We meet adjusters for a lot of the major things,
Right.
roofs, you know, if there's damage to the siding, stuff like that. But I think that's more or less the client's side of things for the fence world. But I mean, like that gets us into some more comments down here because even Trev says in Louisiana, he says when it's attached, it's covered under other structures here in Louisiana. See, that's kind
And
of
he's
how
talking
it
about
is.
the fence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of how it is in Florida. And you know, I know we get a lot of hate on it because people say, "Oh, you should never attach a fence to the house," but there's reasons why we do it here, and that's one of the reasons is like for the insurance. We're gonna go back up. We're gonna skip back up because Trev said a couple more things. And I did touch on that. Like, I didn't even see him comment on it, but he said they need to know how compromised the fence is and know that 99.9% of the time it's more like expensive to repair it than it is to replace it. And that's so true. And that's absolutely true. Did you deal with that in the automation world whenever you were at SAS?
I don't know anybody who has gone through their insurance company for their gate operator. That doesn't mean that they haven't.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Fair.
to be honest with you, just I have no idea. I guess it would kind of, if you want to be on like reality, like if it's considered a separate structure, but it's attached to your home and you have a full perimeter around your home, then I would assume it would be the kind of the same process. We had the great floods here in Baton Rouge in 2016. I wasn't in this world yet. In 2017, I joined this world. But we were still dealing with, you know, people who had never repaired their gate operators and stuff like that. But a lot of them were still just trying to get the operator themselves repaired. And I'm like, this thing's been underwater for like months, like, or weeks.
Right.
Like, I don't know what I'm going to do for you. And then it's been just sitting on a shelf for a year on top of it. Like, it's just time to completely replace the whole thing. Now, just like anything else, it is way more responsible to replace a system than it is to repair a system. Parts are way more expensive than the item as a whole. Plus, you're carrying a warranty with something brand new, which is way more valuable to a homeowner and to you as the installer, you know, being able to offer like, you know, what is it called? Where you come back?
Workmanship warranty?
There, thank you. A warranty.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. And then we got Kevin Steve says, we send 2 quotes, one to repair and one to replace. We always make the quote to repair more. This way, insurance is everything they need. We also send pictures. Good.
How long do you? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
How long do you store all that information? Like, how long do you keep it on file?
Oh, our regular quote turnaround, I can't say for sure, but it should be between 7 and 14 days that the price is good for. But as far as keeping it on file, I think we go up to 4 months.
Okay.
And then after that, we just kind of put them in the trash bin because it's been 4 months, you know. Trev says it's a separate structure, but when attached to the house, it's an extension of the house and covered under other structures like a carport, shed, etc. Dealt with hundreds of adjusters after Ida. I don't know if it's different in like Louisiana, but like I know after Sally, like I said, I met with one and I had probably 50, 60 insurance jobs and I met with one. So that's just my my take on it. I absolutely could be wrong, like you like just said, but even if you do meet with the adjusters, like just make sure that the homeowner knows, make sure that you're all there and you know, everybody's on the same page because that'll get you paid a whole lot faster.
Yeah, documentation is everything.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're gonna hit one more comment, and then I'm going to run the commercial. Give us about 45-second break, and then we'll be back after that. We'll. Kevin Steve says forever. Every quote. What? Forever.
I think he means for every quote. Nope.
Okay. I was
forever.
Like, forever. Your quotes are good for forever.
Maybe he keeps the documentation forever.
So
Every
y'all
quote
just
is good for 10 days. We file them with
y'all just
everything
go get
else
a
that way.
quote from Devin and wait for like a year, and then just get it for the same price. All right. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But
All
I,
right,
I
so
think he means he keeps his
yeah,
documentation forever.
yeah, true that, true that. All right, so he says he keeps his documentation forever. Every quote is good for 10 days, but we file them with everything else. That way, if they ever call back, we don't have to waste time going back out. We have their measurements. I mean, I get that. I completely get that 100% because going back out to somewhere that you've already been and retaking the measurements is a big waste of time, right?
Yeah.
We don't want to waste time. But guys, with that said, I am gonna run this commercial as soon as I scroll down to it, and we'll see y'all in. It says,
Take off
ooh,
the comment.
49 seconds. Let me take off the comments. That way we can get a full on NMI commercial. And guys, I can't wait for the next sponsor. Oh man, I'm super excited, y'all. Y'all should be excited too, but here we go.
National Metal Industries, a family-owned business for 70-plus years, has grown to be recognized for their ability to deliver on not just privacy slats for fence, but all types of fence products. National Metal Industries has all the hardware and tools to get the fence professional in and out of their job with the most ease possible. You can count on National Metal Industries for the most convenient resources in fence products. Visit nmifence.com for more information. As we like to say, you can always pick it right at National.
Boom,
Yeah,
baby.
that was always a good commercial.
I freaking love the new video that like Mr. Mike Levy sent me. I love it so much more than the original video. Guys, go check out nmifence.com. I saw somebody earlier on one of the fence pages asking the best place to get privacy slats for chain link fence. Hit up Mr. Mike Levy at www.nmifence.com. Go get yourself some privacy slats, and while you're at it, say, hey, can you send me one of your mailers? Because their mailers are cool as shit, y'all. I'm telling you, if you have not seen them, buy some stuff from Mr. Mike Levy and ask for a mailer because you will be impressed.
I like Mike Levy. Last year he sent me some like slats, and they were reflective to go on like barrier operators or whatever you need, or the gate itself. Like they were super cool. They come in black and white, and I'm sure you can order them in any color, but like super great dude, super easy to work with, easygoing, like just good dude.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, man. And he has some really cool products. He also sells basic chain link and vinyl tools as well. And I love the pliers that he sells for chain link. I love them. They're awesome. Speaking of, if you're watching, Mr. Mike, will you send me a new shirt? Because I would love a new shirt, because the last one you sent me was long sleeve, and it's kind of hot here in Florida. So I don't get to wear
I'll
it.
take one too.
Susan says she'll take one too.
Mike's watching.
But no, I guys, I can't say enough. Go check out nmifence.com. If you're in the chain link world, he will have what you need available nationwide. Go get it. And with that said, look at that. He says, thank you guys. Absolutely. Hey, man, thank you. Thank you for sponsoring the show. And I love working for you. Your like commercial is my favorite. Like it was my first one that I really did. And man, love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. But all right, we got Devin Van. Shit, Mike, send me one too.
And hold on, Mike's gonna send them all.
And look at that. Look at that. Definitely send out.
Mike for the win.
Once. I got t-shirts made recently. Oh man, I can't wait for a new one. Hey, while you're at it, send me a fence sign for my desk. And then send me 2, because I'm gonna put one on my trailer.
Yeah.
Because I gotta start that. Mark and Mary Cobb have been on me.
speaking of fence signs, I'm in the process of like building out my proper office. We have a building outside, and I'm in the process of like floating and taping the walls right now. To have like a real
Are
life
you
like
really?
office. So I'm not going to be in my bedroom anymore. I'm so excited. Yes, so I'm going to have a fence sign wall. So I'm excited about that.
There we go. There we go. Guys, also, since we're talking about, moving studios, this is my last week in my kid's room.
And we
Hey.
didn't get all the really cool
You didn't get all the
posters in
really
the
cool posters
background.
because I was trying to set the vibes, set the tone for next week. But
I see
it's
that.
not
I see
fully
that.
done. Like it's not fully done, but we'll be somewhere permanent. Somewhere permanent. That's not my house, not my kid's room. So I am super pumped for that, guys. Next week we'll be back in an almost studio because I'm still working on it. All right. But so there's that. And I'm gonna go ahead and just give a shout out to like JC GURY. I'm just gonna go ahead, guys. That's our new sponsor. I freaking love Mary and Mark. I cannot
I do
wait
too.
to put together a commercial like for them next week and run it. Super excited. Yes.
By the way, if you FaceTime them, they answer the phone.
Do they?
Yes.
Oh, well then I'm FaceTiming them next time I call
Yes.
because their house is awesome. Their
Yes.
freaking house is great, man. I saw his like grill patio chill area. I was like, "Ooh, goals right there, baby. Goals. Goals."
I know, right?
But with that being said, guys, look forward to some gatekeeper signs. I'm working on it right now. I'm just like, I don't have all my shit yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to vectorize an image, and I know I'm just gonna have to just get it paid for and just do it.
I can help you. I can help you.
Oh, sweet, 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 sweet. So, here soon, guys, I'm gonna have some fence signs, and the majority of them I'm gonna split probably half and half. I'm gonna give away half, and I'm gonna sell half. So half of them are gonna be dedicated for the next upcoming fence show that I go to, and I'm just gonna give them all away. Y'all see me, then you get a sign. But
I
then the
love
other,
it.
if you want some swag, like you can't make the like show, I'll say it to you for super cheap. Like I'm not trying to make like a whole bunch of money off of it, like or anything. Like like it's gonna be cheap, but like just cover my shipping costs, cover that much, and then
Yeah.
that sign is yours.
Well, not
But
to mention these podcasts are expensive. People don't realize like how much money
absolutely,
and time you invest into these. The software, the parts and pieces, the fancy headphones, like the whole nine, just to be able to connect with people on a quality level.
yeah,
It gets expensive.
yeah, it does. And like I know that the office is secure of like where I'm going to, but like I texted Chris last night and I was like, hey, we can lock all this stuff up, right? And he was like, yes, 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 we can lock it up. I was like, okay, I'm just letting you know, like it's small, but it's
This is my
expensive.
baby.
This is expensive stuff. I was like, I'm looking at like $2,000 worth of equipment right now, and I know that's not like a huge giant number, but for a podcast, that's quite a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, and so guys, all of this stuff costs money, and I love doing it. Like I'm gonna still pay for it out of my pocket, even if I don't have sponsors. Right? Like I did it for I don't know how many episodes. Oh my God, Susan.
What?
Yo,
Yo.
this is the year anniversary.
Are you
Oh,
serious? This
that.
like we should have had a bigger celebration.
Oh my God, I really just it just hit me whenever I just said that. Like I
Aw.
started this the second week of October last year. Wow, that's awesome. Hell yeah. You know what? I'm going to give myself an applause. Where is it at? Where is it at? There we go.
Well, I dressed up for this. This is just a little insight to my costume for Halloween. The women of FWA are doing a social hour on October 30th. The links are all over social media. It's open to men and women, anybody. And it's a costume party / social hour. I'm not 100% sure what they have planned, but I'm excited, and I'm going to show up and act
Somebody's got to
silly
have
and
bandwidth.
right.
Yeah, man, the host is gonna have to have some like major internet connection for that. Good lord, this is some like tech talk. Like,
It
oh
won't
man,
be live. It won't be live. We don't record it
okay,
because,
okay,
with that many
okay.
people, we can't promise appropriateness.
No, no, not at all.
And Veronica will be there. So, have you had Veronica on your show yet?
I haven't even met Veronica. I want to
Oh,
meet like Veronica, but I have not.
you'll like Veronica. She's
Yeah,
she's fun.
nice. All right, well, I'm gonna make fun of like Kevin, like Steve. You're a small. You wear a medium, bro. Bro, we the same size.
Last time I saw him,
Mike,
he was getting chubby, so I don't know who he's talking about.
Mike, send that man a medium. Don't even listen to him. Send him a medium, Mike. We got Miss Yadira Fredrickson,
Oh.
one of the most sweetest women in the fence industry that I think I have ever met. And I don't want to downplay any of the women that I've met, but seriously, guys, one of the most humble, down to earth women that
You
if all
have to be if
honestly,
you're married to Brian T. Fredrickson.
yeah, but man, like, but in this world that we live in, you know what I mean? Like, she has every right to be like, this is who I am. But like, I love Yadira. And thank you for watching. And I can't wait to show you both of the offices. And I'm sure like Susan is excited to show off hers for her podcast as well. Heck yeah. All right, we got Derek Boudreau. Can't wait to meet you, man. Team Homa, bro. I cannot wait to meet you too, man. I can't wait to meet all of my Homa like staff and employees, team members. We're not employees. Sorry, Chris, don't hate me for that. I'm sorry. Slight Freudian slip. I'm sorry, bro. Nobody's an employee at High Steel, right? Because everybody's in a like team member. So we're all one team, we're all one family. And that's even my Homa boys that I have not met, and I cannot wait to go to Homa. Like, seriously.
When are you going to Homa?
I don't know. I was supposed to go like 2 weeks ago, but shit got crazy in pace. So
Well, keep me posted. I'm only like 45 minutes to an hour from Homa.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, like when I go to Homa, I'm gonna be there for like a week, like a week or more. So there's that. And then we got, let's see, Kevin and Steve says JC GURY is the best. Just ordered 500 signs. If you don't get fence signs from JC GURY, you're not a true fence guy. Said what I said. All right, VV at the end. It was like Devin all the way up until there, and then it's VV.
Right.
But no, you're not lying. Guys, if you're not getting your fence signs from JC GURY, I honestly question what you're doing. I mean, I even have some of my like old signs are out on my fence in my front yard. They've been there for 3 years. They're white. They were black whenever I bought them. I'm just saying, okay? I drive by and I do like repairs on a daily basis for like High Steel. That's kind of like my position is to, make sure the guys are doing what they're doing, go do the repair list. Guys, we got signs that have been up for 4 or 5 years that still look brand new.
Wow.
From JC GURY.
And they're decals. You can't pull them off of anything.
No. I accidentally messed up the like decal on the back of the sticker, right? Or on the back of this computer that I'm using right now, and it's got a little crease in it, and I could not fix it. Normally I can pull them back up and I can fix it. No, there was no pulling it back up. But there's that. Mike Levy says Fiverr is great for simple artwork. I think you're talking about vectoring. Yeah, man. I got to get that done this weekend. I got to vector my logo and get it sent off. And then I need the FWA logo vectorized so I can put that powered by because even though I'm not technically sponsored. I am FWA all the way, and that's just kind of how it is.
Just how it is.
Oh yeah, heck yeah, that's how it is. Especially after the like fence show, and oh man, I'm super FWA all the way. But and then I'm gonna get powered by High Steel, powered by Mr. Fence Academy, powered by National Metal Industries as well, and then of course JC GURY. So looking forward to making a pretty cool fence sign. It's not just gonna be my logo, it's gonna have some pretty cool stuff on it. But I'll have 125 of those to hand out for free and 125 of them to sell for dirt cheap. So guys, come get them.
I love it.
Devin says,
and they're magnets. People forget that.
Oh, I didn't even really realize. I kind of knew that they made magnets, but I didn't realize that people in the fence industry were still using magnets. Devin, I thought your truck was wrapped.
I mean, when you're starting off, I mean, it's the most responsible direction to go, right? Until you can afford that wrap and you know what you want. Like, I get it. Like, yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I put that on the screen as I was reading it at the same time.
Devin, he's a blonde, that's for sure.
So I'm sure everybody's read that by now, but that's hilarious, man. You forgot to like take your magnet off and you went through a car wash. But hey, man, it happens to the best, right?
I need some FWA magnets for my car, huh?
Yeah, you do. And then Yadira says, "You go, Billy. Go." Yeah. Okay. Okay. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure you got your truck wrapped. Like I thought I remembered the post about it, like, and everything. But okay. All right. Well, we are coming up on the end of everything. Obviously, we're just going through comments right now. But Susan, what are some upcoming events that you would like to let the world know about?
So we have the Women of FWA kind of social happy hour on October 30th. We have Fence Week coming up, and we have a gate operator workshop during Fence Week going on in Las Vegas, and then the sales workshop on December 4th, which is the step 1 of the 5-step process through the Fence University happening. So those are the big things coming up that are going on through 2024 that I know about.
Nice. And so guys, again, we have Fence Week, and it's the background right now, which is like a whole thing, like you can't see it, but if you go to my personal Facebook page, I did share it, and I put the link for like Eventbrite, because it's kind of hard to find. I'm not gonna lie to you. The Fence Week tickets are kind of hard to find. You got to actually do some research about it. I put the link down in my personal page. I will go and put it back on this. I'll go and edit the description, and I'll put it down on the podcast info. But guys, Fence Week, November 4th through the 8th. Mine is in Pace, Florida. Obviously, you're going to Lafayette and to Houma. Guys, we got a lot of different locations. We even have Brian's even doing one. All right. It's free to a limited amount, of course. I've almost hit my cap. Like, I'm not going to say how many people are free left, but guys, it's getting close. It's getting close. But it's free to a certain amount of people. So go ahead and sign up, guys. This is a complete free event. It's real fencers, real job sites, real training, and that equals real results, right? We're not just building a 10-foot section of fence or a 20-foot section of fence and just tearing it down. Like, we're actually going to be out there building somebody's fence in somebody's or in like somebody else's backyard. And yeah, we're going to be doing it for whatever company is hosting it. But at the same time, it's free training, right? So go sign up for Fence Week. I promise you, you will take away so much knowledge for free. And not just that, on Friday, there's a Zoom call with Sean and with Nico. and it's going to be all about business. And you can sit in a classroom and talk to everybody that is in Fence Week at the same time. So just imagine that.
Yes.
Just
And those
imagine.
are two of the smartest, most intelligent men I've ever had a conversation with. And if you haven't had the opportunity to meet Nico, because everybody knows who Sean is, Nico is literally like one of my favorite people on planet Earth. Like, I got to know him at the show, at the Fence show recently, and man, that dude is smart.
Oh, I freaking love Nico. That was the first time that I met him, obviously, because I'm still kind of, well, no, I'm not fresh anymore into the academy. I'm 90 days in. But he was one of the ones that was open arms. Tell me what you need. I will send you whatever you need to do your job at the best of your ability. And anything that I ask for, he sends it to me. Guys, right now, like across the country, like I want you to know, we have 89 people. 89 people. Okay. So that's almost 90 people in a Zoom call. Oh man, I'm so excited. I can't even talk. But guys, if you have ever been to any of these trainings, the biggest thing that you learn is the after hour stuff. It's the sitting around the fire, sitting around a bar, having a couple beers, talking to like one another. This is one of those times. We're gonna have 90 people in a Zoom call all at once, doing everything, talking about everything. And it like networking is honestly where it's at in this industry. And building people up is where it's at as well too. I mean, we only get stronger if we help our fellow man out, because our fellow man helped us out at the end of the day. So, that's kind of my stance on it. That's how I've always viewed this. And I don't ever want to look down on anybody. So, there's that.
Stronger together.
There we go. You got any closing thoughts?
No, just thank you for having me. I think this was a great conversation. I think people need to know how to work with insurance companies and the importance of it. And while natural disasters like totally suck and we don't want them to happen, the reality is they're great for business. And so I love
it. Just do it right. Be prepared. Have a game plan going into this. And if you're there in the actual like zone, just know, turn your phone off. Don't even answer. Turn it off for the first week and a half, because there's no reason. Nobody's got power. Nobody's got gasoline. Like, there's no ice. There's no water. There's no reason to work. Go help out your team that you employ, right? And then once your team is helped out, worry about your community. And that's kind of my feeling on that. And with that said, Susan, thank you so much for coming on tonight. You're awesome. You're truly one of my best friends in the fence industry, guys. And you have a wonderful night. And thank you for letting me meet your son earlier on the little pre-backstage Zoom call. Because
he's a cool kid.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, he is, man. I don't know if you had like the other microphone in him, but I was like, kick some ass in school. Sorry for cussing.
No, he heard. He looked at me like, is that okay? Don't worry. Brian ends up on speaker often. And I'm like, hey, Brian, my kid's in the car. Watch your language. And it's like telling a fencer not to cuss.
I mean, you're not lying. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like,
we're good. We're good.
My son already knows. He's like, you're not gonna watch your mouth, are you? I'm like, nope, I'm not. It's just gonna flow. I'm sorry. He's like, all right, fine.
Is what it is. Yeah. No, he's used to it.
Yeah. There we go. But guys, we have a wonderful show lined up for next week. It's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be a first time in the brand new studio. Y'all make sure to come check it out. Susan, thank you so much for coming on.
Always.
And I can't wait to have you on again, because obviously you're my favorite guest. But guys, y'all have a wonderful week. Go kick some ass, collect some checks. Susan, you have a wonderful night. All right.
Yes.
All right, guys, we done. I'm turning up my favorite outro. Y'all have a wonderful night. James Scott Phillips, what is going on, brother? I cannot wait to see you at the training. Yadira, love you. I can't wait to see you again. You and Brian, thank you so much for the hospitality in Vegas. Thank you so much for the responsibility as well, because I took on every minute of it. Love you guys. Las Vegas fence, y'all.